Welcome you all once again. We are here for the online classes of social science. Today we are going to discuss our first chapter of class 8th in geography. Chapter's name is resources. So let's see. First of all, definition of resources. We can clearly see that anything that can be used to satisfy a need of a human resource is called resources. Here you can see, in simple words, if we see the definition of resources, that anything in, on and above the earth surface. Meanwhile, inside the earth surface, what we are getting as minerals, sand. On the earth surface, we are having buildings, we are having human being. Above the earth surface, we are having air, water vapors, etc. That is called resource that has a value and utility. Value meanwhile that item or thing is having value for the human being. It may be economic value, social value, natural value, and utility means that can be used by the human being. Here are some of the examples of resources: that water, air, coal, iron, tree, people, pen, means all the things which are valuable to the human being, which can satisfy our needs, is considered as a resource. Coming to our next slide, here means in resource we discussed about the value and utility, that anything that has a value and utility for us is called a resource. Meanwhile, that item has to be utilized by the human being, or it must have value. Things become resources when they have a value and utility which satisfy human need. It may be economical or not. Sometimes it may be economical for us, that resource which we are using. For example, we are using petroleum, so that is economical to us. It might be, you can say, without any economy. For example, if we see any natural beauty, any landscape, any mountain, so that does not have any economic value, but it is useful to us, it has a value to us. Resources are of three types. Coming first is the natural resource. Second is the human made resources, and the third one is the human resource. So coming to all these types of resources one by one, let's see. First resource is the natural resource, that resources that are drawn from nature and used without much modification, that is called a natural resource. For example, land, water, soil, trees, these are the natural resources, means these are given by nature to the human being. Air in which we are breathing, that is a natural resource. Land which we are utilizing, means we can't make these resources by our own. That's why these are considered as a natural resource. Here we can see the example of natural resources, that one side we have water and one side tree. Human resource, human made resource. The second type of resources is human made. In simple terms, if we see human made, means made by human being. resources which are made by human being, means whatever we have made. For example, this computer, this mobile phone, this mouse, table, chair, fan, building, aeroplane, all these things which we have made, means that is called human made resource. Here is an example. You can see that this furniture is made by human being, so it is considered as a human resource. Coming to our next resource, the third one is the human resource. Means this is the third resource, that is the human resource, refers to the number and ability of the people. This resource means it is the number and the ability of the people, means human being and their ability. That is considered as a human resource. People can make the best use of the nature to create more resources, because human resource is the only resource which can utilize the natural resources, which can use these resources and modify these resources by the use of knowledge, skill and technology. That is why human beings are a special resource. Means human being is a special resource because human resource is utilizing resources, natural resources. People are human resource. In simple words, easy words, you can understand that we all are human resource. Our education, our skill, our health, that help in making people a valuable resource. If people of a country, they are educated, they are skilled, they are healthy, they can make their country more helpful, means they can help their country. They are the best resources for the nation. They can help their nation in the development. If people are uneducated, they are less educated or illiterate, if they are not skillful, if they are not having good health, means that country is having a bad human resource. Here you can see that these people, these students which are shown here, are the human resource. Human resource development means how we can develop our human resource. So, improving the quality of people's skill so that they are able to create more resources is known as human resource. Meanwhile, those who are the citizens of the country, they must have some ability and skill. So when we improve their qualities, when we improve their skills by giving them education, by giving them technology, means that human resource can be developed. Coming to our next slide, that is sustainable resource development. Carefully utilizing the resources so that besides meeting the requirements of the present, also takes care of the future generation. Here I mean that when we utilize our resources in a wiseful manner, keeping in mind the needs of the future generation. Example, suppose we have coal resources, iron ore resources. So if we will utilize all the resources one time, then our future generations, successors will not be able to use that coal, that petroleum. So we must use our resources in a very, very careful manner so that our future generation can also take the benefit of those resources. So, carefully utilizing the resources, keeping in mind the future generation, is considered as a sustainable resource development. Here are some of the principles of sustainable resource development, that how we can sustain the development of a nation, means what are the ways. So here is the first way, that respect and care of all forms of the life. We must respect all forms of the life, whether it is human being or animal, bird, etc. We should not destroy them. Improve the quality of the human life. We should improve the quality. We should remove illiteracy, poverty, unemployment. That quality has to be improved. Conserve the earth's vitality and diversity. Means on our earth we have different terrains, different religions, different castes, different features we have on the earth surface. Means that diversity has to be conserved, it has to be taken in mind. Minimizing the depletion of natural resources, means the depletion of the natural resources like the forests, like the mines, like the coal, petroleum, all these things, all these natural resources has to be used in a very minimum manner. Means if we will deplete these resources, our generation would not be able to use that. Then next one is change personal attitude towards the environment. We should be environment friendly. Our natural environment, human environment, means that has to be, means we must take care of our surrounding, our air, water and other environment. Enable communities to take care for their own environment. We should aware people about the use of environment so that they can make the best use of their surroundings. So these are some of the principles of sustainable resource development. Here is the resource conservation. Resource conservation, here it refers that how we can conserve, how we can save our resources. So you can see, using resources carefully and giving them time to be renewed is called resource conservation. Resource conservation, here it refers that when we use all the resources, whether it is natural or human made, very carefully. Means we use water very carefully, we should avoid water pollution. Air very carefully, we should not do deforestation. We should use our natural resources like coal, petroleum and other things in a very wiseful manner, and giving them time to be renewed. Means we should give them time to be renewed in a proper timing. Means that is called resource conservation or saving of the resources. Now here is the classification of the natural resources. Classification of natural resources, we divide our resources in 3 types. First, on the basis of the level of their development. Second, on the basis of their use, origin and stock. And the third one is on the basis of their distribution. Coming to our first classification level, that is the level of development, we divide our natural resources into 2 parts. First is the actual resource, Second is the potential resource. So what is the actual? Actual, in when we speak this word actual, means we can understand easily that whatever we have or the resources whose quantity is known to us, means which are known to us or which we are using at present. Whatever resources which we are using at present, here is an example, that dark soil of Deccan Plateau in Maharashtra, that is a resource, that is the actual resource for us. Alluvial soil in Northern Plains, that is the actual resource for us. Minerals available in Deccan Plateau, that is the natural resources. Forests which are available in the mountainous regions, that is the actual resource, means whose quantity is known to us, which we are using at present. Then the second one is potential. You might have heard sometime we use the word that yes, you can do it, you have potential to do it. So here potential resources are those resources whose entire quantity may not be known, means we don't know that what capacity, how much quantity it has, means not fully used at present. These resources are not fully used. We are using these resources, but we are not using these resources fully. They can be used in future. We can utilize these resources in future by the technology, by our skill. For example, here is the example which is given here, that is the windmills. Windmills or the solar energy which is present in our atmosphere, which we are getting from the sun and air. So windmill and solar energy, means these two are the best potential resources. We can utilize these resources for the generation of electricity. Based on the origin, the second point, that natural resources on their origin, these are of two types. First is abiotic and the second one is biotic. In simple terms, if we understand that abiotic is non-living, means which does not have life, means this computer, this table, photo frame, desk, pen, pencil, buildings, means chairs, these are the abiotic resources, non-living resources. Okay, and the second one is biotic resource, means in abiotic resources we can have land, we can have soil, etc. And in biotic resources, living resources like human being, like trees, animals, birds, these are considered as the biotic resources. On the basis of the distribution, we have ubiquitous resources and localized resources. Ubiquitous resources are those resources which are found everywhere, means these resources we can use in our daily life. These are found everywhere in different areas of the earth, means air, water vapors, means these are available in most of the parts. That's why these are called ubiquitous resources. Whereas the second one is localized, means those resources which are available only in a certain places or in local areas. These are called localized resources. For example, copper is found in some certain places only. Diamonds are found in some certain places only. Black soil is found in some certain places only. So that is called localized resource. When we broadly categorize these natural resources, we find that these are called renewable and non-renewable. Renewable resources are those resources which get renewed quickly, means in a very short span of time, just like solar energy, wind energy, we are getting easily these resources, means after a span of time, means sunlight and wind, air pressure, means that is coming back, so these can be renewed very easily. Water. Second one is non-renewable resource. Non-renewable resources are those resources which have a limited stock, means these can't be utilized again and again very quickly. These resources are taking thousands of years to be renewed. For example, coal, petroleum and natural gas, means these are some of the non-renewable resources which can't be renewed quickly. Here we have stock resources. This term stock resources refers to the amount of resources available for use is called stock resources. Means the resource which we are using at present, the amount whatever is available on the earth surface for the use, means that is called stock resources. For example, we have coal, iron ore, so those stocks which are available for our use are called stock resources. Here are the factors for the distribution of the resources. That resource distribution is depending on these main factors. First is physical factor. Here it refers the terrains, mountains, plateaus, hill areas, plain areas, coastal areas, means these terrains are one of the factor of the resources. If we see the mountainous regions, we find that trees, many herbs and many other resources are found there. Second is depending on the climate, that if the temperature of any area is very hot, means that area may have different types of resources, and if it is cold, that may have different types of resources. It is depending on rainfall too. If any area is having heavy rainfall, we may find that in that area tropical rainforests or rainforests may be found, and humidity is also depending. Third one is altitude or the height from the sea level. That is also the main factor, that if any area is above the sea level or on the height from the sea level, its temperature is low, and in that area resources might have different from the plains. I hope you understood this chapter. You will write main points of this chapter in your notebook. Thank you very much.